Welcome to the next in our series of Rockend Superstars, and we've got a rock star for you this time. I'm talking to Kylie Walsh. Now, Kylie is the General Manager of Dye Jones Real Estate, also a licensed real estate agent. Kylie works alongside the company's CEO to ensure that growth and expansion happens in the group, and it certainly is doing that. With over 24 years of experience in the industry, Kylie has held a variety of roles that's taken her all the way from the beach to the bush in positions of increasing responsibility. We'll dig into that a bit too when we talk to Kylie. Working in senior management and leadership roles for Australia's major franchise groups, Kylie joined Dye Jones in 2014. In addition to her industry qualifications, Kylie holds diplomas in marketing, accounting and business management and is an accredited trainer. She's also won numerous real estate industry awards at the elite level for sales, property management and leadership. And she was a state finalist in the Telstra Businesswoman of the Year award and is the current most influential woman in real estate. Kylie, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
Yes, fantastic. And we've got you between offices now, have we?
Busy time of the year for us.
Yeah, very busy time and a growing group too. I mentioned in the bio there about how you're working alongside the CEO. It must be exciting to watch the company in its growth stage like this.
Look, it's really exciting. There's been a lot of hard work going on in the background, and I think Dye kind of left us with a really good platform for expansion, and it's exciting to be able to move really, really quickly and not get caught up, I guess, in politics and make quick decisions that are right for both our clients internally and also, importantly, the customer externally in the community.
Yeah, well, I know you've got a great feel for the business in total, but we wanted to focus on property management in this segment for Rockend if we could, and let's talk about the property management business. What do you use? What are the key strategies that you've implemented in the business, say, in the last 12 months to fuel the growth?
Everything that we do, Kevin, is around the customer. So what's the experience for the customer? What's the value proposition? Trying to get away from, I guess, the traditional technician type of property manager, which has, been a lot of retraining, and also making sure that our guys are at the forefront of all the tech platforms, which is difficult because traditionally the property managers don't like change, and it's been a matter of me wanting to move 1,000,000 miles an hour and where the team are comfortable and making sure that they're engaged in it moving forward.
Yeah, one of the things that I've learned from doing this series for Rockend is the fact that they focus very much on making sure that their platform is as user-friendly as possible. How's your team adapting to that sort of growth in technology?
Look, I think we've got to be really careful, and I've learnt the hard way. We've got to be really careful with what we engage and share with them. Unless it's really ready and we've tested it and we can prove to them it's worked, we kind of don't involve them in it, to be honest. We do that at leadership and a testing level with our IT team and our systems trainer, and we've found that's caused a lot less panic. And if we can go to them with some case studies and showed how it's increased efficiencies and made their life easier, then they're more likely to run with it. So there's so much out there. I think we're all getting caught up in too much tech, to be honest with you.
Well, given that that's the case, and I totally agree with you, what is going to be the main focus for you in the business in the next 12 months?
Retraining our traditional property management team to be better communicators. And I think there's going to be a dramatic change in the skill set and the DNA of a property manager in the next 12 to 18 months.
In what way, Kylie?
Look, I think it's one thing to be able to, manage arrears and the traditional, JD that goes with a property manager, something from the training that we've been doing the last 12 months with our team. It's a different thing for these guys to have an engaging and compelling discussion with our investors around what their needs are, how we can get their property to perform better, and have raving fans out there in the marketplace. That's not easy for all property managers, and I don't believe a lot of people will be able to do that. I think it's a big adjustment, and there might be some we might be reallocating them to other jobs in the company, I think.
Kylie, I know that Rockend do a lot with Property Tree in terms of improving that communication flow, but I sometimes think that technology has taken away a bit of the skill for us to carry out that, face-to-face verbal communication.
I agree. I think it's way too easy for our guys to become keyboard warriors, and the automation is dangerous. It's great with certain things, but I think companies need to clearly define what can be done by tech and what can be done by human. I think our property managers are confused. I don't think we've been so good at communicating that and sitting down with them and say, look, just so you understand moving forward, these are the key tasks, this is the automation, this is the workflow that is going to be done by a robot or AI, and this is where we need to get you skilled up. Where are the holes in the bucket? do you feel that you can actually do these tasks? Because I know that there's a lot of property managers out there that'll never want to do what I think we need them to do in the future, and we need to work out, if there's another place for them, reskill them and plan for that. And I think that human element's going to be the challenge, not tech.
Yeah, well, I think sometimes tech is great, and we should recognise what it's good for in AI as well, and that is opening up opportunities for us to get to do more of the powerful communication, which is, actually really physically talking to people and trying to help them. So that's what it should be doing. Would you think, Kylie, not wanting to put words in your mouth at all, but one of the biggest challenges in the next 12 to 18 months for property managers is that of communication? Would that be the biggest challenge, do you think?
I think so. And I think making sure that they've got the right dialogue. So no different to scripts and dialogues training that we'd give to associates or sales agents. I really think that property managers are going to need a lot of help in that space, because traditional property management training isn't around scripts and dialogues. It's not around, personality profiling. It's not around, there's traditional conflict resolution, but it's always been focused more around a tenancy and tribunal, rather than it has about diving deep, getting to know their customer and what they want. And I've actually been going out doing one-on-ones with our PM team in training them exactly how to do that, have a better conversation and hold the floor for half an hour or 45 minutes with their client so their client wants more. And that's not easy for a lot of people unless they're shown how to do it.
What do you, just in identifying some common traits here of top property managers, what do you see are the common traits? Are they changing for leading property managers?
I don't think they're changing fast enough. I think if you'd asked me this question 2 years ago, I would have given you a completely different answer. I think moving forward, particularly with the tech space, what I'm going to be looking for when I'm putting senior property managers into roles now is more customer relationship managers and people that have got a good 360 degree review of the industry, understand what it's like to have an investment property. And I think leveraging those supplier relationships that we've got with the likes of your Property Tree, BMT, insurance, all those sort of companies, and actually give some value proposition and make sure that we're the trusted advisor and we're the influencer that are coming with a solution. Otherwise, they'll find somebody else that will.
Let's talk about mindset for a moment, because in any selling game, which is what property management's all about, we've got to sell ourselves. Obstacles of failures and rejection are a fairly common, a common occurrence. How do you suggest people deal with those?
I think firstly it comes from the top. So I think from a leadership point of view, we need to identify when our guys are struggling. Property managers, I think we all think that they're good time managers, but recently we just got under the hood and went back to basics with our property management team, as we've done with our sales team 6 months ago, and said, okay, well, what does your week actually look like? I think a lot of this tech has thrown them into bloody chaos. And I think making sure that they've got the foundation piece set up, that they're having their regular holidays, that they get the right training and coaching.
Yep.
So I've got one of my seniors in the East, for example, who's a phenomenal communicator, but she also worked with a sales agent for 10 years. And what she needs in training is completely different than the gentleman that sits behind her that has the best KPIs in the company, but probably not as strong a communicator as her. So I think rather than, me continuing to send a number of people to conferences that I have in past, it's going to be more one-on-one coaching, a bit like we've done for the sales teams and leadership development. I think that's what these guys need, but it needs to be a hard conversation. Yeah. I've been saying to my property managers, if you don't want to go out in the field and you don't want to go and meet with our clients face to face, and you want to continue to be sitting behind a keyboard, then you're basically going to be redundant.
Yeah, exactly. Kylie, what do you see in your business that you're doing really well?
I think what we're doing in relation to customer experience is probably better than what anyone else is doing in the marketplace. I spoke last year at the Real Estate Results Conference on the Gold Coast because people were interested in what we were doing in that concierge space and what we were doing with our Net Promoter Score. But I also think internally for us, we look at our team as our customers as well from a management point of view. So what we're doing internally to make sure that we've got the right experience for our people so we retain them.
Kylie, let's talk about you for a moment. What is the one piece of tech that you can't be without? Is it your iPhone? Is it your iPad?
Gosh, look, there's so many things, and to be honest with you, I'm not tech savvy, but I have found with the growth of our network, that, the new 365 platform and what's in there for team meetings and sharing, and that's been great for us, and it's allowed us to expand much more quickly, particularly with everything going to cloud now. That's probably the thing that I use the most in the last 30 days.
It's amazing. I'm hearing that more and more too. It's obviously a very powerful platform. We're beginning to use it ourselves. Who inspires you, Kylie? What motivates you?
I am incredibly blessed to have an amazing circle of friends and colleagues.
Is this within the industry or outside of the industry?
Both. I'm old and cranky, Kevin, so I don't tolerate much. I don't tolerate energy vampires like I probably did 15 years ago. I've got too much life to live, and I've got 2 beautiful children, and it's precious the time I spend with them.
Yeah.
So what inspires me? My team inspires me. Rob Ward that I work with, he's incredible. Di Jones's legacy inspires me, and my mum and dad inspire me. So too many to mention.
Yeah, it's interesting, your circle of friends. Do you have a mentor circle? Do you get together with people outside of the industry to see what they're doing?
Yeah, I can't get enough of it. So in the last 2 months, I've been to New Zealand twice. I've been down to Melbourne. I've got 2 or 3 people in Sydney that I catch up with every quarter. I caught up with another mate of mine from a franchise group, the Morning of Aric. It's constant, and the sharing with great people. They're just so transparent and authentic, and I don't think we do enough of that in our industry, and I don't think property managers do nearly enough of that.
It's a busy business, property management, and it's so easy to get caught up in it. Every once in a while, you have to pull yourself out and do what you've just said. Go and have a cup of coffee with someone to inspire them, to inspire yourself.
500%. We had the Dexar group come up the other day, about 17 of them, and we just sat around and R&D for 3 hours. Yeah. And I love ripping off and duplicating. Saves us all a lot of time. And there's so many good operators out there. Why reinvent the wheel? Yeah,
it's good when you pull a business to bits like that. I think throw it on the floor. It can be a gut-wrenching thing to do, but there's so much you can get out of it. Listening to other people's opinions, because sometimes we get very involved in what we're doing, and we don't think externally enough.
No, there's no good operating in silos, and no one person or no one company has all the answers. And if anyone's that arrogant, and that's when their business will get complacent.
Kylie, I know you've squeezed this in between appointments, so I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin, for the time.
Welcome to the next in our series of Rockend Superstars, and we've got a rock star for you this time. I'm talking to Kylie Walsh. Now, Kylie is the General Manager of Di Jones Real Estate, also a licensed real estate agent. Kylie works alongside the company's CEO to ensure that growth and expansion happens in the group, and it certainly is doing that. With over 24 years of experience in the industry, Kylie has held a variety of roles that's taken her all the way from the beach to the bush in positions of increasing responsibility.